They say New York is the city of dreams, but if you're born into the wrong family, it's just a city of survival. My name is John. I'm 25 years old, and until recently, my entire world was confined to a tiny, worn-out apartment in Queens, living with my aging grandmother. 10 years ago, my life fractured. My father passed away from severe alcoholism, and my mother, unable to carry the weight of the grief and the broken system, took her own life shortly after. I was only 15. My grandmother took me in, but the trauma followed me like a shadow. I couldn't finish college. I had to survive. Since I turned 18, I tried every get-rich-quick scheme you see on the internet: crypto, drop-shipping, penny stocks. But because I was desperate and uneducated, I fell for every trap. By 24, I didn't have millions. I had an $8,000 credit card debt, a dead-end job at a dusty construction site, and a second-shift washing dishes at a greasy local diner. It was a brutal, ordinary Monday morning. The winter wind in New York cuts right through your jacket. At the site, everything ground to a halt. The drywall and steel stud delivery was late again. My boss, a tough guy who had been in the industry for 30 years, was completely losing his mind, screaming into his phone. In New York construction, time is literal blood. Every hour a crew stands around waiting for materials, the contractor loses thousands of dollars in union fines and missed deadlines. My boss was facing a lawsuit from the property owner because the suppliers just didn't care. And for some reason, that specific problem stuck in my head. Later that night, my hands were burning from the chemical soap in the restaurant kitchen. As I scrubbed plates, I kept thinking, why is it so hard to get a truck of drywall from a warehouse to a site on time? The warehouses have the material. The contractors have the money. The missing link was communication and reliability. At 1 a.m., I sat at my grandmother's kitchen table and opened my old, dying laptop. The fan was screaming, but I spent 4 hours digging into the logistics of construction supplies. I discovered that local wholesalers were old school. They didn't use modern tracking, they didn't communicate, and they were completely disorganized. There was a massive, multi-million-dollar gap, and I decided to fill it. I didn't have money to buy trucks or warehouses, so I became a shadow broker. I spent my lunch breaks on the construction site calling wholesale suppliers in New Jersey and Long Island. I told them, I have contractors ready to buy in cash, but I need guaranteed delivery windows. I negotiated a 5% commission just to act as the middleman who guarantees the timeline. The next Monday, I walked up to my angry boss. I said, "Boss, I found a supplier who will get our next batch of lumber and steel here exactly at 6 a.m., or I'll pay the delay fine myself." He looked at me like I was insane, but he was desperate. He gave me a shot. I didn't sleep that night. I tracked the delivery truck every 10 minutes. At 5:45 a.m., the truck pulled up. My boss was speechless. The crew started working immediately, and for the first time in months, we were ahead of schedule. That single delivery earned me my first $400 commission, but more importantly, it earned me trust. My boss started recommending me to every independent contractor in Brooklyn and Queens. Within 6 months, I quit the construction site and the restaurant. My old laptop was replaced by a real office space in Long Island City. I built a simple digital dispatch system. Contractors called me because they knew John's logistics never missed a deadline. I became the invisible nerve center for mid-sized construction sites across New York. By the end of the first year, I didn't just clear my $8,000 debt. I completely wiped it out in the first 2 months. My business was netting $20,000 a month in pure profit. I wasn't a billionaire, and I didn't own a private jet. But for a kid who grew up wondering if the electricity would be turned off, it felt like a miracle. The real wealth didn't come from a sports car. It came the day I signed the lease on a beautiful, sunlit apartment in a safe neighborhood and moved my grandmother out of that old, crumbling flat. I bought her the best medical care New York could offer. I broke the curse of my family's tragedy. I still keep my identity hidden because this isn't about me. It's about the system. If you are working a grueling job today, feeling trapped by your past and your debts, stop looking for magical internet gold. Look at the real, broken things around you. The messy industries, the bad logistics, the angry bosses. Fix a real problem, and the world will pay you for it. Keep moving forward. I'll see you in the midnight shift.